Today, resilience is not something you build by being tough. It's something that grows naturally when you know you have worth. Welcome to Sacred Grit, a podcast equipping men to conquer addiction and overcome inner struggles through physical, mental, and spiritual disciplines so you can become a man of honor and integrity. I'm Jason Lyle. Now let's get to work. Today you'll learn resilience is not brute strength. It's the natural result of a man who believes he is worth the fight. The man who knows his worth does not stay down because he knows what's waiting for him when he gets up. And self-love is the foundation of resilience. Without it, a man is just white-knuckling his way through. This episode is brought to you by Chuck Swenson. What's up, my dudes? Welcome back to the Sacred Grit Podcast and Sacred Sunday. All right, check this out. Resilience. We think about resilience as grit, right? And that is true. I mean, I remember the CrossFit days, just being able to put my head down and just grind, right? Not let anything break me. Just standing there like, some kind of steel rod that nothing could break. And that's great, man, to have that kind of grit. I see it all the time in influencers. They're running 100-mile foot races and having to get their knees drained and all these, just tough. I'm just super tough. And I mean, that is definitely a kind of grit. But here's the thing. That kind of grit without self-worth is just suffering with good posture, right? If we're in the process of destroying our whole lives while we're also good and gritty, that was me, we're not really creating anything that's going to make us a better human being, because sacred grit is different. So sacred grit is a grit that comes from a man who knows he is worth being gritty, right? Getting back up, who gets knocked down and gets up, but not because he's a stubborn, stalwart, wall, but because he knows something is waiting for him on the other side. This is a completely different energy, and it doesn't run out the way that brute strength does, right? Like this thing about, I can run this far, I can lift this much, I could do this thing. It has a shelf life because every single bit of it is based off someone else's praise. Now, I'm not saying all of it, right? Some of you get up and go to the gym and work out by yourself because you do have self-worth. That is exactly what I'm talking about. But here's the thing. When you get up in the morning and you practice, when you do all the things that you're supposed to be doing to make you the best version of yourself, when you are doing it because you are literally loving the man that you are, not the man you used to be, not the man you think you'll one day be, but the man you are right now, then you start to get this internal ability to hold space when your wife needs to talk, when the kids are losing their mind, when the dog won't stop barking. You're creating this internal grit to where you can handle your own anxiety. You can work inside your own depression. You can battle your addictions because this thing is in you, coming up inside of you, and not something that's external of you, okay? And the man who knows his worth doesn't stay down because he knows what's waiting for him when he gets up. And that's really what changed for me. So I was living this divided man, right? Pastor, addict, performer, and broken. And every time I would fall, I would stay down a while because I didn't know I was worth getting back up for. But when I started doing this work, when I started building self-love through practices, something shifted, and getting up became about something different. It wasn't about being a better man or trying harder or not disappointing people. It became about becoming the man that I know that I already am on the inside. Listen, dude, I'll tell you right now, I can go right now and run a marathon just because I simply have enough grit in my brain. And, that's great to be able to do that, to take off, no training at all. I've not ran in a year, but I could go run 26.2 miles and get through it. I promise you, might not be able to walk for a month. And certainly wouldn't be the most kind thing to my body. But here's the thing about that. That is great that I can do that. But can I hold space when I have depression for a day or two? Can I hold a moment when I get anxious? When my anger rises up inside of me and I want to just go off on people around me, can I hold on to that? And can I get regulated and stay calm, cool, and collected? That is resilience, and that is sacred grit. And when I make a mistake, it's like, okay, good. I get right back up, and I'm not getting up so that I can be better. I'm getting back up so that I can love myself and be the man that I want to be. I want to be the man that can get back up. I want to be the man that can do better next time. And so that's the man I become. Now, self-love is the foundation of resilience. Without it, a man's just white-knuckling his way through. You can build all the habits in the world, routines, structures. You can have the perfect morning practice, the perfect preloaded decisions, the perfect accountability circle, go to meetings, work the steps. But at the foundation under all of this is not self-love. If you're doing all of it from a place of, man, I'm just not enough, I got to fix myself, I better go to this, I better do that, it will eventually collapse. Because here's the thing, dude, you can't sustain a life built on self-rejection. But if you build a life on self-love, now that one will hold you up. Now, not because it's easy, but because the man living it knows he is worth the work. My dude, the most important thing you can do today is absolutely love yourself. And we're going to talk about that on Gritty Wednesday. We'll unpack that a little bit. But it's this unbelievable foundation. When they asked Jesus what the greatest commandment was, he said, love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love your neighbor as you love yourself. The way that you will love your neighbor and the way that you will love the divine being that some of us call God all hinges on how you will love yourself. Dude, if you do not like yourself, if you do not care for yourself, if you are just this guy who is you just despise looking in the mirror, you can't love your family. You can't love your wife. You can't love your job. You can't love your friends. And you sure can't love God according to Jesus. So I would just encourage you, my dude, look deep inside that self-worth space and ask yourself, am I a man who is resilient because of self-love? All right, my dude. So today you learn resilience is not brute strength. It is the natural result of a man who believes he is worth the fight. The man who knows his worth does not stay down because he knows what's waiting for him when he gets up. And self-love is the foundation of resilience. Without it, a man is just white-knuckling his way through. My dude, thank you for listening. Upcoming men's retreat, October 2nd through the 4th. There's only a few spots left. Go to thesacredgrit.com, click on retreats, men's retreats, and check it out. Would love to have you. All right, my dude, this episode is brought to you by my good friend Jody Morgan and his wife Jenny down at Oak Haven Diagnostics. You can find them at oakhavendiagnostics.com. They do pregnancy testing for cattle, and I think they do sheep as well. So if you're managing a herd or know someone who does manage a herd, check them out. They are fine folks. All right, my dude, I hope you have a great week. I will see you on